So hello everyone, my name is Rony. I recently graduated my PhD degree from ETS Montreal in Canada. I am working on the health monitoring and diagnosis of electrical machines, specifically the ones of Hydro-Quebec, the industrial partner of my PhD project. And actually a research team at Hydro-Quebec is currently investigating techniques for real-time health monitoring and fault diagnosis. So that's why in this paper, we are using an artificial intelligence technique called the variation autoencoder, which is based basically on neural networks, and that can take a large amount of data, specifically vibration data in this case, that were either collected from real large hydro generation currently producing electricity in Quebec, or from a well-calibrated finite element model. So actually this technique is composed of an encoder that takes the data and projects it into a latent space, which is a reduced space where the clustering can be observed, and then the information is projected into a decoder to try to reconstruct this data. So actually the code has been developed using Python, and then the TensorFlow and Keras tools has been used. The neural network of each component has been constructed as per the literature, and then the hyperparameters has been tuned. And actually the objective function used to train this model contains a term based on the desirability function, which is a tool commonly used in probability. And it has been added because due of the undeterministic aspect of the latent space, the same model, if it has been applied in two different designs of large hydro generators, will result in two complete separate zones for the same fault, which complicates a lot the diagnosis process. Hence, we need to standardize it. So that's why this term has been included along with different other terms. And actually, to compute this term, predefined limits for the polar coordinates, which is basically the radius and the angle of each signal of each machine, of each fault in the latent space, has been set. And then a desirability score is computed for each signal, leading to final computation of the term by multiplying it with a weight coefficient in order to standardize this technique. So basically, the application of the model without using the desirability function shows this joint cluster where each color here represents a health of state of each of the machine. However, as it can be seen, the same fault of two different machines occupies two different zones in the latent space, which complicates a lot the diagnosis process. That's why, by including the desirability term to the model, not only just these joint clusters are obtained, but also the same fault of both machines occupies the same region as per predefined in the space, which will facilitate later on the diagnosis process, and this for different designs. Finally, I'd like to thank the IEEE Industrial Electronic Society student and Young Professional Paper Assistance Program for this opportunity.